my opinion of my dad has changed over the years. So I always looked up to my mum so much. Like I would say, yeah, she was the breadwinner to some degree. So she had a career, and the career I have today has been strongly influenced by her. And even the woman I've gone for, I'd probably say is like a lot, like very, very strong personality, you know. Whereby my dad was more of an entrepreneur, so he was kind of always hustling in a bit, you know. And because of that, maybe he wasn't around as much. So I don't know, I guess maybe in the early, like for a good, maybe I'm 30 now, for a good 20 years, I just always thought like, I just never really had that relationship. Like even on my graduation day, I think, because I went to night school in Nigeria, my he was there and my mum wasn't. And I remember like we got into a little spat, and I said like, I wish it was mum that was there, and it wasn't you or whatever, because I just didn't see that much. I thought everything that I am today because my mum had molded me that way.
Okay.
And then it's kind of, as I went to uni, I developed kind of a stronger bond in terms of that, building that friendship, you know. So I now understand why he was the way it was. Maybe because I think he had us when he was 23, whether it's down to maturity, like not really, not used to that level of responsibility, not necessarily rising to occasion from my own personal standpoint. And I kind of understand him a bit more. And I guess like, I can now kind of relate to him as a friend or like a brother. That's how I see him. And we have certain conversations, like maybe my mum's like, she's acting a certain type of way. He makes me understand because he's been with her for like 30, 35 years. So that's kind of how it's kind of molded me, that I wanted to be more present. I mean, more hands-on in my marriage or in fatherhood. Yeah.
Why you?
So with me, like growing up, obviously I just remember my dad to be very like strict, but always working hard.
Okay.
And I feel like obviously that aspect of growing up through that is obviously what I've carried on. But a lot of part of it growing up, it's not like I resented him, because him and my mum were together, and then they split up.
Yeah.
I think I was probably about maybe like 8 or something. Not too sure. But yeah, then after he split up, it then changed to sort of like, because I've never even spoken about this, so it's kind of just like putting it into the right words.
Yeah.
But for me, one thing that I know that happens a lot is that when a dad leaves the house, the mums then some mums then tend to say, "Oh, your dad isn't doing this, he isn't doing that."
Highlighting it more.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why you haven't. So then, I remember like going through secondary school. There was a part where I just kind of hated him, and I remember saying to one of my mates, I love my dad, but I don't like him. I hate him. And that was based off what I was being fed as a child.
Okay.
But like yourself, as now that we've got older, you then get on a level with your dad, and then you get to realize that he wasn't a bad person, and then you relate to him more. But then what I've realized is that growing up, it was more of him just like working hard, and why he was working hard. So he wasn't at home. He wasn't away from home and at work because he didn't want to be with us. He was just providing. So, yeah.
Do you feel that you